Yo, yo, mic check. We live. Alright, let me pop up all the socials real quick. Gotta edit everything. We'll be starting in about 5 to 10 minutes. We just edit the lives and stuff real quick. Stream manager, that updated. Update my YouTube. We got YouTube. We'll be starting in a few seconds. I gotta change all the live info for Kate, YouTube, and all that. Stream info. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, wait a minute. Starting this one. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna edit the kick and then we'll get started. Sports. Editing. Alright. Got the sports betting segment up. Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna lock in some sports bets real quick. Alright, it's almost time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys tuning in. Right now we're going to go over yesterday's games a little bit. We'll go over today's games. And it's pretty much locking in some bets, seeing what is in our favor, what we can take advantage of. If you're new, log into the Discord, drop bets there daily, free bets, premium bets, and log into TikTok, Instagram. I post them on there too. And yeah, I'll be on here. I'm gonna do a little 420, but I have my camera on in a few. Gotta wake up for the day, Get the day started. Yesterday we hit on the parlay. We had Yankees first five. Then we took Dodgers for the whole game. We locked in with Seattle too. But, I mean, there's a little stuff here and there. We locking in, we locking in, man. Yesterday, Reds, they slapped Cubs. It was a close game with the Orioles and the White Sox. Brewers came on top. They had almost three times as many hits. Blue Jays lately they have been hitting. If you don't know, Blue Jays are on fire. Blue Jays are hitting the ball. They're on fire. Angels they've been hitting too. Shut down Cleveland. The Mets, played like the Mets. It's crazy because everybody was saying take Colorado plus 2.5 and they covered at the end. Giants they slapped up Miami. Usually the Giants don't score that much on the road, but lately they've been trying to, change the dynamic of how people view them on the road. You got Boston Red Sox versus Atlanta. Boston came on top. I don't even know how because Atlanta's pitcher was way better yesterday. Holmes. Same with this game. I don't know how that happened. Texas came on top over St. Louis. St. Louis had one of their best pitchers. Detroit came on top over Royals. Seth Lugo, he slipped the beans. Tampa came on top over Astros. That was a close game, good game. Padres, they were winning first half. Then the Pirates came back. Then the Pirates came back to get the lead. That was a crazy game. This game was crazy right here. Washington versus Arizona. They scored probably about sort of like 12 in the first inning. That's what it seemed like. And then we got Twins with the Mariners. Twins took off on the Mariners. Wasn't even close. It's actually kind of crazy when you think about it because Seattle was on our ticket for halftime. So halftime they're winning 4-2. And then once the bullpen came in, they ended up losing 12-6. So that's the importance of taking certain games halftime. By you taking that game halftime, you kind of ensure the fact that you have the best edge, I would say. And then we have the Yankees versus the Dodgers. Same thing as Seattle. Yankees, we had them halftime, and then Dodgers came and won the second half. That was a good game. So we're gonna get started with today's slate. In about 20 minutes, we have Kyle Kearns. He'll be going live, so I'll have him live on top of the data that I'm looking up. I have a little bit of data from last night, but we'll go over everything, see what looks the best, if there's any opportunity, all that good stuff. And you haven't followed, subscribe, hit that like button. We'd appreciate it. Let's log in real quick. Toronto is hitting. Toronto's on the top of the list, and Sacramento is literally on the bottom of the list. You know, we will hope for Sacramento to be able to finally get a W. But realistically, I don't know if I want to back this team. They've lost 4 in a row. That's kind of ugly. All the games Three of the four games they lost by more than four, by four or more. Two of the games they lost by almost 10 or more. So right now there's a problem with Oakland's pitchers, that's for sure. There's a problem in Sacramento. Have to see about that one. That's a little, yeah. Let's see real quick. I'm trying to pop up some more stats. Let's see. Let's see right now. Bear with me. We're here trying to open this real quick. Yeah, so right now Sacramento, I know they're averaging the worst for runs allowed in the first 5 innings, which is not good at all. It's not good. Low key, I want to back Toronto. Just stop looking at it more. The niggas trash. Let me check out something real quick. That's a hard one right there. That's a hard one. You gotta look at this stat now. Now, who has the worst bullpen? It would have to be Seattle. Seattle is trash right now. Arizona, Sacramento's next. We actually go into a breakdown of the pitchers now. Let's see what we're getting on these guys. Not too much pitching for him. Seems like he pitches only like 1 inning each game. He's pretty good. I mean, he hasn't let up a run, but he's not a main pitcher. And he seems hittable. He's hittable. This definitely looks like a spot you can back Toronto. I would have a lean on Toronto if I had to pick. I would say a lean on Toronto. Yeah. Even though they got slapped twice, I don't know. It seems like there's a problem in Sacramento's bullpen. They just give up runs. It doesn't look good. And now the pitching's just not pitching for them. Yeah. That'll be my lean. That'll be Oakland. Yeah. Sacramento, Athletics. I would say the first five, just to be safe. I mean, really, let me look at it. both look good, honestly. First five or the full game because you have. Seems like Toronto's gonna try to get a couple batters out quick. The way it looks like their method for approach for this game looks like they're gonna have a bunch of pitchers who probably pitch low amount of innings and just try to get them out, one by one. So that's why I kind of like first five. But then when it comes down to the whole game, there'll be a battle, with the bullpens, and I feel like Toronto's already the best hitting team right now in the first five the last 3 days. So all they really gotta do is just what they're doing, just keep hitting. So I'll lean Toronto for this game. Ooh, 2 o'clock game. Drew Pomeranz. Not much time, really. Doesn't seem like he's really been pitching for that much. Yeah, Nick Lodolo. Not bad, not awful. Seems like his best pitching is during the day and away, which is kind of good right here. Got away right here. Day. The daytime is better than the night. And away is better than the home. That's a plus right now. And we're looking at actually teams who average for the first time. Cincinnati is sitting a little bit in front of Chicago. Seems a very close battle. Close battle. Let's see a close battle with this one. I believe Cincinnati won the last game. That's a hard one right there. I feel like Cincinnati has the edge pitcher wise, but so we gotta toss to see. What do we gotta see? Go down and we actually look into Cubs are 8-7 versus left-handed pitchers, and Cincinnati 7-10. Cubs a little bit above 500, and Cincinnati is a little bit way lower actually. It's a tricky game. You got a pitcher edge with Cincinnati, but you got the line favorite towards the Cubs, and it's a pretty high line at 175. So. My heart tells me Cincinnati, but my brain tells me the Cubs, honestly, because I don't know. I don't like that line. That line doesn't make sense. You should be probably, if it was the Cubs, I'd say like 135, 140. So maybe, that's a hard one. You could also do under. Worst case, Cincinnati isn't up. They held the Cubs maybe 2-1. Yeah, probably lean under for this game. Because both haven't really been hitting that much first five. We'll take first five under. That's my pick for this game. First five under for Chicago and Cincinnati. Martin. Looks like he's been pitching pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, I like that. Not bad. Yeah, Dean Kramer. Last game, he pitched a no hitter. No hitter, but he ain't give up no runs. Hmm. Interesting. Playtime. Playtime a little cook. 33-22. About the same low key. Hmm. Well. Hmm. Looks like Kramer's a little good at home. Hmm. That's a hard one right there. Yeah, I should think about it. What do we have for enough of the opponents allowed? Baltimore and White Sox. It's pretty much the same. Worked out around the same on the opponents for the first five. Save for them scoring. Baltimore has the edge a little bit, not that much, but it's a little bit lately. Yeah. Hmm. It's another one like the Cubs game. This one I think I might just take Baltimore. It looks good for White Sox. I can't lie, it really does. This looks like a game Baltimore can't get, especially with Dean Kramer on the mound. Hmm. Both pitchers are not bad, not bad at all. I could lean to under two for this game, honestly. Just because this pitcher matchup would seems like they always hold themselves. Yeah, I'll do under for Baltimore versus the White Sox. I think they got a good chance of having the pitcher duel and keep this game to an under. So that'll be my prediction for Baltimore versus White Sox. I think I've gone. I have to find out more info. Once we get more info, I'm about to turn on the Kyle Kearns YouTube live, and then I'll get a little bit more info from Kyle. Always dropping gems, you know. Shout out Kyle. Let's see right now. We got Chad Patrick. Um, hmm. Okay. Not bad, not bad. It's pretty straight, honestly. Jesus Lizardo. Hmm. Not bad. Really good at during the day and at home. That's phenomenal. Right during the day, his defense. get back spot for Phillies, honestly. I think I'll take the first 5 for Luzardo. Looks like Luzardo's just, he's been on fire lately. You know, he pitches good during the day, at home. Honestly, he pitches good day, night, at home, away. That's when you know you're good, you know. Like, I say for Chad Patrick, his weakness is away, so we're gonna fade that, and that's what we're gonna fade, especially after a loss like yesterday. So yesterday, yeah, what is something real quick? 2 losses, okay. I'm sure Philly's gonna try to come back today. Hey, Philly's -200. Let's see, one thing that's not high. Hmm. There's the left-handed pitchers. Milwaukee is 9-8. Hmm. Okay. So hmm. That's all right there. I think Philly should get back after that. Looks like a good spot. I would take Philly first 5 innings for this game. I think Philly can knock it down, honestly. I have to try to. Ooh, Lazard's 5-0 though. That's kind of crazy. Mm. Price is really high, honestly, for Philly for the rewards. But Chad Patrick, he's not like awful. It's just the road is his weakness, so you know we could attack that. But it's not like Milwaukee hasn't been hitting. If we look at Milwaukee right now, pretty much for the first 5 innings, Philly, where's Philly? Actually, both Philly. They're averaging more runs in the first 5 the past 3. Let's see for pitching. Milwaukee is actually the pitchers are doing better in the bullpen there. So it's a hard game, honestly. I could see Milwaukee maybe coming back at the end, so I would really do Philly first 5 money line. Worst case if they're not up 1, it's just a push. But I do see the advantage for Luzardo at home and then Chad Patrick on the road. So that'll be my pick for Milwaukee versus Philly. Turn on some Kyle Kearns. You know, he's always dropping gems, and you gotta do your own research and also listen to other people. You know,
Everybody.
you get opinions from
Hope
everybody.
you had a great Friday night. I went 3-4, lost 0.88 units last night. Last night was weird because part of me is grateful that I went 3-4 because it was looking like I was going to go 1-6 there for a second. I got the Red Sox team total over late. Dodgers came back. So part of me is grateful to go 3-4 because it was looking bad. But the other part of me is looking at it like, dude, I could have went 6-1. I mean, Marlins plus 1.5. They lost 2-0. They had so many chances to score a run. What was the other loss that easily could have been a win? Wow, I can't think of it. But yeah, so I went 3-4. Toast had a winning day. I did. I shuffled my way to a green ticket. Look at me. Shuffle this way to a green ticket. All right, we got 15 MLB games. And then for those of you that want to hang out, we'll talk about the Knicks Pacers at the end. I only have one bet open right now, but I'm sure by the end of the stream I'll have more. Reds, Cubs, in Wrigley. You know what? shout
What
out
do
to
we
Toast and
decide
Trevor.
on the
They're
Reds
both
and
liking the
Cubs?
Reds at
I
the plus
forgot.
141. I thought it was funny. I said under 8, which would have pushed.
Oh, yeah, I think we
Reds
said under.
pretty comfortably. John,
We did say
do the
under.
Reds take 2 in a row here?
Yeah, I kind of went the same way. I mean, man, I'm trying to find one of those free bets you keep talking about. So the best I can do is, try and identify a pitching edge, neutral offensive matchup, and a great price. I think we have all that stuff today. Although market hasn't swung, but the market not really buying it. That I thought
And yesterday either.
today
That's the only thing that gives me confidence.
it's now 150. So just to get Lodolo against Pomeranz with Brown afterwards, Brown's had his control issues. Right now the Cubs offense, they're good. They're good, but they haven't felt as good lately. It feels like I sound the good side of coach. It feels like it's been all at once. And a lot of times they kind of get these breakouts, and then good pitchers have kind of pushed them around. I think you get that with Lodolo. Lodolo's having a really nice season.
I like
And I'm just not
Cincinnati too.
really ever
I
buying
do like
the
Cincinnati.
opener stuff. Pomeranz, I know you guys
He's a
don't
little
really do
pitcher
props.
advantage.
You guys don't really do props, but I
I'll
remember
probably get
also
first five.
Drew Pomeranz to get 2 strikeouts. It was plus 200, which is an incredible price for a guy to just get 2 Ks. He's an open, but you find sometimes when guys are opening, they get a little bit more workload than they do out of the bullpen because the work is telegraphed. Meaning they know he's going to start, so it's not like, oh, hey, they only had 5 innings to get up or whatever like that. They knew he was going to pitch. So I like that Pomeranz plus 200 Ks. Give me the Reds to win again plus 140. I think we have all 3 phases, and if it's Gold's Lake, I like the Reds bullpen on top of the Cubs also.
Yeah, and speaking of the Reds bullpen, it's not, you would think, because they used their guys yesterday, that they would be in bad shape. It's not really the case. I mean, you got Pagani threw 8 pitches, Santini threw 19, Ashcraft threw 11. They were both 2 days rested before that. So the Reds should have their entire bullpen at their disposal. I mean, I can't do it with Cincinnati money line. I can't trust them to win 2 in a row, but at the current price, it would only be Reds. Toast?
Reds money line plus 150 for me. Very similar as yesterday. If this Reds team is going to be streaky and they're on an up streak, I want to be on them as much as possible. I've tried to stay behind Ben Brown as much as possible. Again, yep, I get Pomeranz's opening, but as far as Ben Brown is concerned, I've been trying to back him for a while now, or at least not on every start, but in my head, I thought he was pretty decent. I'm starting to feel like that was a wrong take of mine. And if he gets in here for a couple innings versus Red team, I think that they can destroy him. So again, I just feel like this price is absolutely ridiculous. I get that the Cubs are a very good baseball team and they've played really well, but at the same time, Cincinnati's also played pretty well against this team so far this year. I mean, again, this series is tied 2-2 so far this year. Cincinnati won this series last year. I don't really
They're averaging a little bit better.
the Reds are really worried about
First
getting runs today. So yeah, I bet them this morning at plus 150.
Yeah, I'll put Reds. I'm not betting the Reds, but at plus 150, it would only be Cincinnati. So those prices. Also, weather in Wrigley, you got slight wind blowing in. You guys know how it is there. So it's at 7.5. So Athletics.
Cincinnati
As far as the Cubs bullpen is concerned, just in general, rested or not, it's just not a group that I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm just not a group I'm trying to get behind.
Athletics Blue Jays. This was my loss that wasn't even close. I had the Blue Jays team total under 4.5. They had 11 runs in like the 4th inning. I think it was what Spoon said yesterday. I think they opened the roof, which induces runs there. There was a lot of late steam coming in on the over in that game. So Sharps had it right. I had it wrong. Man, I don't know. John, what do you think of this one?
I didn't bet this one because they exploded yesterday. I hate looking for teams to go nuts on offense 2 days in a row. But I had Toronto to 5 runs again. I think the righties are going to crank the Hogland. I would have liked the Blue Jays, but I would have liked Lauer more. I'm not sure who Braden Fisher is. I didn't know enough about him, so I backed away and just leaned to what I think is the most likely outcome. Hogland, listen, he's a pretty highly touted prospect. That said, a lot of times these guys stumble and fall the first time around. He looked really good the first couple starts, but since then the command and the control is getting out of control. He's falling behind everyone.
Let's
He's
see
not
why they
losing
like
bases at all. And righties are killing him.
after
The
the
Blue
team
Jays
total over.
have a lot of right-handed hitters that hit righties as well. Vlad and Bo in particular looking really good. That entire offense right now is kind of humming. So I think Hogman gets That's probably the big beef with that Blue Jays under. When I thought Springs was going to be
You
good
should give
also.
up
When
at least like
OPR brought in that
at
bullpen,
least
Jason
two,
Carpus, the
three
business of life.
first couple
They're pretty much
innings.
laughable at this point. The A's bullpen is bordering on worst in the league. Last 2 weeks, this was just under 50 innings. They have an 8.6 ERA. That ain't going to do it. More than 2 1/4 home runs
Nah,
combined.
don't. No, we're not taking shots at the A's bullpen. They got some arm. I'm an A's bullpen apologist, John.
Yeah, but what's going on with this, right? I mean, this is getting to
No,
the point
the
where
numbers are a little skewed. Mason Miller had a couple bad outings. Are we really going to call him a bad arm?
bad outings.
Yeah, you don't like Mason Miller? You don't think he's good?
I do think he's good, but I also
Well, it
would say
sounds like you're
the
shitting on
bullpen
him.
as a whole, they're 203 innings into the season. They have a 6 ERA, over a 6 ERA. I mean, somebody's got to be getting out. If you're going to be a good bullpen, someo's got to get out. That's a lot.
I like Sterner, Holman, and Mason Miller. I like those three arms.
I thought I did too, but the year-over-year stuff for relievers is just wonky sometimes. Right? Hader had that year amidst being a Hall of Fame closer where he had like a 5.5 ERA. Sometimes the year just isn't working. Maybe it's like the ball or a humidor thing, the way the grip is affecting it. Could be injury, but I don't know, man. Right now the A's bullpen is a selling.
So Eric Lauer is definitely the primary pitcher here, right? I'm seeing that correctly?
Yes.
Hold on. DraftKings, which is normally very strict about listing a starter, they usually leave it blank. I only said Braden Fisher because I saw it on DraftKings.
Braden Fisher's the opener. Eric Lauer's the final.
Oh, okay. Follow copy. Sorry.
So, all right, John, you like the Toronto team total over?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not big on Hoglund. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you there. But I'm kind of looking at the other side. If we're going to see Eric Lauer for more than 3 or 4 innings here, the A's should score runs. They've been getting to lefty starters. I mean, so Toast is pointing up. Looks like he's taking
There's still 8.5s on the board if you're trying
Is
to
the roof open, Toast? Can you figure that out for me? If the roof is open, because look at this. These are the lefty starters against the A's. I know this A's team sucks, but Jesus Luzardo, 10 base runners, 3 earned runs. He did go 7, didn't he? Christopher Sanchez, 11 base runners, 3 earned runs, didn't even make it 5. Tyler Anderson, 13 base runners, 5 runs, didn't even make it 5. Rodon, 8 hits, 4 runs. Patrick Corbin, 8 base runners, 9 base runners. So the A's are seeing left-handed pitching, and if Eric Lauer is going to pitch a chunk of this game and the roof's open, the A's are going to score. Now, I might be down to just take it over with you, Toast. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I just can't figure out. It's not like Arizona. It doesn't just show me. I don't know where to find that. Now I feel stupid. God damn.
No, never mind. This is Bailey's in the comments saying it's raining in Toronto.
Also, I think Toronto has I think there's a Twitter account that deals with that specifically.
Arizona posted on their website. That's why.
I know. Toronto has is Toronto roofs open today in Twitter account?
Someone get me that information in the comments. Is Toronto's roof open? Is it raining? Someone get me that, please, in the comments. Toast, if the roof's open, I'm taking over here, or A's team total over.
I just found that website, John, or that Twitter account. It would be over for me regardless. I mean, you pretty much touched on it, on everything that I wanted to talk about. I mean, I feel like I have a hard time believing that Oakland isn't going to be able to score some runs today off of Eric Lauer. Not to mention the fact that they were able to see, 5 guys out of that Blue Jays bullpen yesterday. So I do think that there's a lot of opportunities for Oakland to score. I don't know if I really trust them to score that much. I mean, I really wanted to play them yesterday. Obviously, I didn't. And they were never really in that game. But John said it most for me. I mean, you have Gunnar Hoglund against this Blue Jays team that absolutely kills right-handed pitching with a whole bunch of righties in a lineup. Like, this is like a nightmare scenario for Gunnar Hoglund. So it would only be over for me, over 8.5, minus 120.
I think that's
where do you get a minus 120?
I'll take Toronto. Used to be tied by halftime.
No, it's minus 125. I'm betting. There's no minus 120.
Just gotta hope that Toronto's bullpen. Let me look at Toronto's bullpen.
I literally can see it right there.
It's 8.5. Well, it's minus 122 on DK. If you want the 3.
Oh,
damn it!
Yeah, I just thought that.
damn it!
I just took the. Oh, it is minus 120 on Fit. Wow, that's embarrassing. Toast is right. It's minus 120 on Fit.
I was like, look, I mean.
Oh, my bad. So it is.
Well, they do move.
I think you might add that to the
So
parlay.
minus 120 I just got for the over 8.5. Man, I really wish that roof was open, but according to the comments, it's closed. And I mean, if there's a chance of rain, obviously I can close it. That roof open made a difference yesterday. That's why I lost my bet, was that stupid roof. I know. I said that tongue in cheek. I team total under 4.5. They scored like 13. So obviously the graphic says over 9. I have over 8.5. So if you are placing this bet, make sure you find an 8.5. There's a few out there.
We're gonna lock in.
Next up, Brewers Phillies. Shout out Brew Crew.
So,
Seriously, that started my day off right.
Yeah, that was. And
Well, them and the Reds. Yeah.
Yesterday wasn't the best day, but this was a bright spot. The Brewers plus 125, closed at plus 102. You love to see it. Now, the first thing that comes to mind here, we actually debated this one in the voice chat a little bit. Someone thinks Chad Patrick's going to get hit up here. I think I strongly disagree with that. Toast, do you think Chad Patrick gets hit up?
No, I don't.
That's
Actually.
what I'm saying. I don't think so either. He's been good.
Not only has he been good, this Phillies offense, it's really hard to put your finger on what you can really expect from them on a day-to-day basis. So, do we have a Harper sighting in this lineup so far? Nothing's expected. Let me just double check. I mean, even if Harper's in the lineup, I don't really know what to expect from him. Really, I mean, I know this might sound crazy, but I mean, it is a lefty, and Luzardo's been really good, but if you're going to ask me to pay this number with the Phillies, I've got to be really, really confident in them. So it would only be the Brewers for me. Look, Chad Patrick has been somewhat serviceable. A lot of home starts. 4 of his last 5 been on at home. I mean, but the road starts. I mean, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, and Chicago. I mean, Chicago sucks, but I mean, he was somewhat formidable in those other 2 starts. And on top of that, I mean, the bullpen isn't in really bad shape at all. I mean, they didn't use anybody yesterday at all.
Chad Patrick,
So,
his last
I guess I just don't understand the price personally.
games.
Obviously, it's because
Well,
of Luzardo.
I know.
days.
It's because the Brewers aren't going to touch Luzardo. I think the way to go, and I'll pass it over to John, I think you take the
15
under
innings
here. You got
pitched
strong
and
wind
only
blowing in
4
from
earned
left field.
That's pretty good.
I think you take the under here. I think both starting pitchers deal. The reason I say it like that is the
Like
people in the voice
under.
chat last night were like opposite. Someone was saying they loved the over in this game.
Really?
Yeah,
Lucky
it
like
was
that, man. That's good.
damn it, I forget who it was, but it's someone who's always in there. He's on the first 5 over, and I think both starting pitchers deal. What do you think, John? Over, under? What do you think?
Well, I think I had the donkey take it first. I didn't bet it, but I had given to you Phillies to cover the run line. As you started talking about it, I was digging through where you were going with the Patrick stuff. He kind of checks out a little bit better than I thought.
Did you pop
Phillies
the hood on him?
offense probably right on the mark.
Did you pop the
Very
hood on?
up and down. They're very hard to put your finger on when it's going to happen. We know they're talented, at least at the top half. Pulling Harper definitely hurts them, and they're really inconsistent. I like an F5 U4.5. I just don't go under full games because I hate the bullpen shit and I hate the ghost runner stuff. But you can definitely sell me on the F5 U4.5. But I think Philly could also get it done and cover without having to go nuts. I mean, Luzardo is just
Philly
he's
averages
been fantastic, you know, because it's not just all the strikeout stuff that we like, the swing and miss. He's getting called stuff over. He's winning in the zone. He's keeping it down. He's only given up 3 home runs through 67 games. He's been freaking incredible. And the Brewers offense, though they've shown a little bit of life lately, I'll give it up to them. It hasn't been against any lefties and certainly any good ones. They're batting 202 as a squad against lefties last 250 PAs. That's 30 days. The lefties sub 4% barrel rate, 550 OPS, 293 xWOBA. So Luzardo should shove. So I like any of the Phillies run line, but you could definitely get me to that under F4.5 for sure.
Yeah, someone said it in the comments, and I think this is accurate. Phillies, the weather here is questionable. This game might be pushed
rain.
back. So
I don't mind that first 5 under at all. I worry about this. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned the weather. Maybe that's the thing with the Phillies. Maybe they just need that big wind boost, and they look like, you know, Team A when the wind is blowing out. We know we're gonna get, you know, fucking 4 or 5 home runs, and the days it's not, it's just a lot of fly balls which have a 0 batting average.
Cardinals on the road in Arlington. Sonny Gray against Patrick Corbin. This is a tough one. John, what do you think?
I mean, something's got to give. It's a little too
like
pricey
that.
for me, but I do like the Cardinals to win this one. I think the Cardinals win. Gray, as much as I've been hating on him, you know, he's really been doing his thing. Again, one thing that we can't predict is which guys are going to be able to really have that second act by adjusting their craft. You know, Gray always needed the 4-seamer. I thought without it, he would fall apart. He's shown he can kind of do the crafty thing. I mean, he's just objectively been really good. You know, this really hard 21 KBB, 30 CSW, all that stuff really checks out. I know Texas's offense showed a little bit of life yesterday. I'm still not buying it. That felt like the blip. People were trying to sell me on this, like Seager back, emotional boost. I don't know. The Tigers still feel kind of flat on offense, so I think the Cardinals have them every which way. Yeah, I think you gotta give me Gray and the Cardinals today. Corbin, the 3.75 to me is really doing a lot of the work. All the expected stuff's not any good. The command and the control, he's living in the zone, putting the ball in the air, and he's giving up 9 home runs. Cardinals have hit lefties. I think I like the Cards.
I think I like the over here. I don't like Sonny Gray on the road.
Bingo.
Yeah, I like him on the road.
You agree with that?
I agree. I don't like Sonny Gray on the road.
I don't like Patrick Corbin against the Cardinals lineup either.
Right now,
Well, then I don't know.
6.5.
Tell me to bet the over. You like the Rangers, dude?
I bet the Rangers last night plus 125. I get Sonny Gray on the road, who I don't really trust at all. 3 road starts so far this year: Pittsburgh, the Mets, and Philadelphia. Looked somewhat decent against Pittsburgh. Gave up 3 against the Mets. Gave up 7 to Philadelphia. On top of that, I don't really. I get that I mean, I'm not trying to make a case that the Cardinals versus lefties are bad or any of that case, but I do think that we're kind of a little bit underestimating how well Patrick Corbin has pitched this year. I also think that this price is a little bit fishy. It was kind of cheap with the Cardinals, considering they've been a much better team so far this year. I mean, and the Rangers can't win. And yeah, I think that the Rangers can get to Sonny Gray. I do think that Seager back helps them. I'm not trying to make a case that their offense is anything to go crazy about, but at the same time, I just feel like this price is a little bit weird. So yeah, I took Texas here. I think this is a nice little spot for them at home and another series at home. Yeah, we'll see.
I like the Cards team total over.
Is it 5? You gotta get the 5.
I'm just gonna take the over 8.5 actually.
Right.
Minus 112 for the 8.5 on FanDuel. I'm betting that.
That's a hard one, guys.
Minus 118.
Does St. Louis be
Yeah,
revenge for
definitely a
yesterday?
busting of the load for the Rangers yesterday. That 11-run break.
You called it a busting of the load?
Busting of the load. Yeah. When the load's busted,
That's a technical
usually
term.
Usually a nap is to follow before another breakout.
Sorry, I can't keep up with these technical baseball terms.
Yeah, it's really high end stuff. You know, really intellectual stuff going on over here.
All right, I'm betting it. I'm betting it at minus 118.
Because every man that watching this show knows exactly what you meant.
It wasn't that deep. All right, over 8.5.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, I've talked to a few people. Charles, who runs the voice chats at night, he's a big believer in the Rangers bats are back. That being said, he says ridiculous things that make no sense all the time. Let's move on.
Man, the back end is scary. I don't know, like I don't know, they're like forced this kid Osuna into the 5-0. I don't know. Berger looks crappy. Adolis looks washed. It's just, I guess I could see it, but.
So I just bet that over, guys. 8.5. Next up, White Sox Orioles. Speaking of overs, thank God I didn't bet this one. I leaned over 9 yesterday. The final score was 2-0. Yeah. We saw no runs at all. The crazy part is, I kind of like the over again in this one. I'm not gonna do it, but I mean, Dean Kramer against Davis Martin in this ballpark.
That's where we want Kramer's, in this ballpark, though.
Oh, you trust? What do you take it, Toast? Orioles minus 1.5?
No, I was just having conversation. You made it seem like it was such an easy over, and I see that Dean Kramer's had like 3 starts in Baltimore this year out of all of his starts. I was just kind of going back and forth. That's all. I apologize.
What do you think,
It would
John?
only be first 500. It would only be first 500 for me. They talked about it a little bit in the voice chat as well. I mean, I get Kramer at home, who I get that he didn't really look good against Minnesota, but he looked just fine against Kansas City earlier in the year. And then even before that against Cleveland, he had another 5 innings of 1-run baseball. So to be honest, as John likes to call him, Krispy Kreme hasn't really had an opportunity to pitch at home very much this year. That's usually the place where we can trust him. And then as far as Davis Martin's concerned, I think that we've said this almost every time that he starts, that he's a pretty damn better than average starter in Major League Baseball, and
he's
if he
not.
played for any,
He's,
Go ahead.
He's average to below. Oh my god! All right, just first 500.
put the over up. Put your over up.
I want to
If,
hear what
if I'm so wrong. Make sure that over is up on your screen.
I want to hear what John says first.
No,
Well,
no,
I'm gonna
that's not
take
how.
the- I'm gonna
Don't
go
save him,
first.
John.
As always, I'm gonna like fence sit the middle between you guys. You can't make me choose.
Moss woke up angry this morning.
So yeah, I think Crispy is gonna get creamed, but you don't have to be terrible. But you don't have to be terrible to.
right in the fence, John.
No.
threw me under the
Hold
bus.
on. But he doesn't have to be terrible for the White Sox to get 2 runs through 5. That's what I was gonna get to. Right. So he could go 6, give up 2. If I get 2 through the first 5, he was good at home. You'd say he was good, and the White Sox still got their 2. Man, they're just coming off. Okay, oh, it wasn't a shutout, right? Did they score? They scored one late. I like them over the 3 runs yesterday. I also like the same 9 you or 8.5 you like Sauce, and we were dead wrong. Again, I think sometimes we get into the recency thing. We just saw them stink. The White Sox have been really good, and again, I don't think it's imagination. They're introducing new players that are young, that are finding their footing, and it's kind of manifesting in the disciplinary stuff. Meaning, the White Sox that were such a joke last year because they struck out against everybody. They chased. This team does not. They don't really strike out right now. They don't really strike out. The last week, they have a single-digit K-minus BB, a sub 10% swing to strike, and a top 5 chase rate in the league. I mean, that's not nothing. And even as you blow it up 14, 30 days, you see the disciplinary stuff is good. So, and Vargas has been good. Mydroth has been good. I think actually Caro is a decent bat. Robert looks alive lately. So, yeah, just give me 2 runs through 5. Again, I think Kramer could be
John,
good and still do that.
He's not going to be good, though. John's got it right. He's expecting runs early and often. Can't disagree there.
I mean, he's always in the zone. That's what I don't trust about Kramer. These guys that can't generate whiffs and have these plus 90% zone contact rates. Everything's going to go in play. And again, I just think the White Sox have been okay. Kramer doesn't have great stuff.
Over or past. This is a weather concern, though. Heavy wind blowing towards first base, and it's red, meaning there's a chance of rain. So another weather concern game. Next. Rockies, Mets. John, what do you think of the Tella here in Citi Field?
I mean, I guess I want to thank him for sending my family to fucking Disney.
I'm not even gonna bet it. That's crazy.
But there isn't another. I actually was writing about this at Athlon this morning. There is nowhere else that a pitcher with these numbers could have this level of job security. And Senzatella getting the ball every 5 days. My Paisan doing exactly what he does, getting crushed. Some of these numbers are they're just insane, right? We're at a 6.5 ERA, nearly 2 WHIP. We're through 54 innings now. This is not a shock. He doesn't get ahead. He misses the zone. Doesn't induce chases. There's that 93 zone contact that I mentioned with a 46 hard hit, double-digit barrel, and he has a minimum 345 batting average allowed to lefties and righties. Lefties are batting 405 against Senzatella this year. He's going to get crushed. I like the Mets team total. I also like the Mets as a 14-1 long shot on DraftKings to be the highest scoring team.
I see like a super.
What'd you get their team total?
Senza
5.5?
blows and the Rockies bullpen kind of
John,
stinks.
the weather
also.
sucks.
I don't think it matters that much. I think he's that bad.
The
we
Mets
could do
really
line
hitting.
drives. I wasn't necessarily looking for a million home runs. He's always in the zone, always going to hit hard, tons of line drives. So we just need, doubles and walks, and then a bad bullpen.
I swear, my bet would be the exact opposite of that. I would take the Mets team total under here. 5.5. They're only going to bat in 8 innings, so we're not going to see him in the bottom of the 9th.
That's a good point.
They need 6 runs in 8 innings. That's almost a run an inning. That's a lot of runs for a Mets team. That's
All right, I'd like you to meet Antonio Senzatella as my friend.
I'm familiar with the Tella. We go back.
We go back.
I think I'm taking this Mets team total under. I like it. I'm betting it. I'm fading. I'm on the opposite side of John here.
Oh wait! Really quick, by the way, Sauce and Toast want to thank both of you guys, right? Because I meet really sharp people, I tend to grow and learn, especially through my own struggles. I'm always kind of self-auditing. with my new job, long story short, I started doing some of my modeling work at night. And now it's not perfect. There's no F5 stuff up, but I get a sense. I've been sending Kyle my anticipated line moves, and they're fucking killing right now. And I feel like you guys are help Stella get his groove back. I mentioned it because the Mets and the Rockies were on this list yesterday, right, Kyle? Yes, they were. And I wrote, after going 3-0-1 the night before in that San Diego game, we'd have gotten a full run on that pitch. It was 8.5. It's closed at 7.5. I wrote to Kyle yesterday. Colorado Mets is 8 right now. It's going to 8.5. That's where it is. The Braves number drop. Again, my model is good. There's a reason why people don't wipe their nuts on me for having a bad month or two of betting, and it's because we're always in front of the market.
Hey man,
and
if you're betting,
this has been, you guys really set the light bulb off me to take the best part of my own game and apply it to where there's still edge. You know, no matter how good you are, beating closing line with people like you chomping up all the fucking CLV is very, very difficult. I throw my hat in the ring at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. All of a sudden, I'm at those opening lines and I'm in front of fucking half these games.
Exactly. If you are betting an over 8 that's going to close out at 8.5 consistently, you will have a winning season.
Yep.
Sauce and I have killed in that market. Just like identifying,
dude, you guys
there's
hit
an
my
8,
jaw
that's
drop
going to be
every
8.5
day.
tomorrow. Let's just bet it and see where we're at. I think we've lost like one, maybe 2 bets that way this year.
Just from hearing
Not
you
that we bet 100. I'm just
on
saying,
this
like,
show, just from hearing you say, "Oh, I got this a half a run better list," and I'm going, that's each of you got 2 or 3 of
You're
you
gonna take
every
St.
fucking
Louis on the
day.
parlay.
You're like,
That's how to do it, John.
dude, that's
You
enough
just
for
bring
us
us
to
up
play.
to
You're
us.
streaming, baby.
So now I usually wait more than just a couple days, but like
We win
I
five
feel like
and
I'm
one
new
with
to this.
Sonny
It's my
Gray on
first
the
fucking
mound.
rodeo. I may start like printing this stuff because that's where you want to be. Again, where you know, a day
to be
kill
tied
it,
0.
just a couple days.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Plus
gotta appreciate
0.5.
it. But that's it.
Everyone's stressing out overall. Just beat the closing line. Just beat it.
Yep.
You'll win.
Well, the books are getting sharper. I used
Oh,
to
I
be
know.
able to
It's
wait till
becoming
the next
harder to
day.
do,
I
yeah.
used to be able to wait till the day of. Is what I mean. I used to be able to run my shit at 5 a.m.
Probably
Eastern.
too late because guys like us have already sniped it.
Yep.
We're already an hour into our show.
Toast. Who do you agree with, John or Kyle?
John. I mean, I get
You've
what you
forgotten
mean
the
with the weather.
Tella. You've forgotten.
Rub some Tella on it.
I love. It would again. I'm not betting this. I'm not. I agree with Kyle with the weather and the way that the Mets offenses been. 6 runs is a lot, but at the same time, Senzatella is that bad. So it would only be over in any way, shape, or form. I don't want any sorts of unders in this game at all.
All right. Over a pass for Toast. Let's go on to the next one.
If you don't mind, Juice Mets money line might be a lock.
Oh, thanks for that.
Is it in the 400s?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Angels plus 150 against Guardians minus 180. Man, Cleveland. This was one of my losses yesterday. This team, wow. Louis Ortiz went out there and threw a freaking gem. Didn't matter.
All my losses were like that yesterday.
Dude, it was just like almost Cleveland gets a guy. Every inning was Cleveland gets a guy on first, double play, next pitch. Like every inning was that.
Listen to this. I had Cleveland who scored 1 run. Ortiz pitched well. I had Pirates first 5. Mitch Keller pitches a gem. They lose 1-0. I have Astros first 5 on the run line. They win 2-1. Framber throws a gem. Like I just welcome my life.
So John, are you a Slate Ciccone guy?
I guess because I'm on the under F5. I did not pull the trigger on this for myself. I can't back either one of these offenses. They're just killing me. I mean, this will be the time Hendricks blows up because I've been fading Kyle Hendricks. He's probably like my least profitable pitcher to bet against for some reason. He always has these terrible numbers, but I think I bet against him all the time, and I don't seem to reap it. But man, Cleveland's offense just looks listless right now. The L7 stats in these teams are in full-on free fall. The Angels have a 58 WRC plus. Cleveland has an 81, but Cleveland hasn't hit righties with any kind of authority at all, and they're striking out. The Angels have struck out all season. That's been like one of their constants. So I'm surprised this was at 4.5, just because the offenses are so freaking bad. I guess I could live to regret this one, but I just don't see runs ever. I think Ciccone does enough. Even if Hendricks is up 3, hopefully I cash. Even 4, maybe I get a 4-0 on it.
I mean, obviously I agree that I don't know how where the 5 runs come from based on the offense we've seen from these two teams recently. The Angels' bats are dead. We weren't wrong about that. What we were wrong about is the Cleveland bats might be even worse. I got nothing on this game. I think Cleveland wins comfortably, to be honest. Like, if you put a gun to my head and forced me to place a bet, I would go Cleveland -1.5. No shot in hell am I betting this, but that's where I would go with it. Toast.
Honestly, it would. I mean, it's a straight pass for me, but it would be the opposite. It would only be the Angels. There's no way in hell I would lay 1.5 or play on Cleveland right now until I can see their bats do something. I mean, I had a decent day yesterday with the Dodgers coming through, but I mean that was an absolute joke. So I got that one completely wrong. I was really surprised. I really thought that Cleveland would build off the momentum that they had the last 2 games against the Dodgers, and they really didn't. So it would only be at the price in LA or pass, heavy on the pass.
Yeah, well, I think the Angels might be the worst lineup in baseball right now. So I honestly, Angels team total under 1.5. They've scored like 9 runs in their last 6 games. So
I also think it's quite telling with Ciccone and Hendricks on the mound that there's 7.5s on the board. So the books aren't really worried about probably runs coming with these 2 offenses.
Yeah, well, I mean, with that total and that price, if the Angels' implied team total's got to be like 2.
Yeah. Also, the weather in Cleveland isn't great either. It's like 55 degrees with wind blowing in towards first base. So definitely not great weather at all either.
Detroit on the road in Kansas City. Man, I deserved this one yesterday.
What?
I deserved it.
Oh.
I was on the Royals yesterday, John.
Those Tiger bats look terrible.
All right, you were talking shit about the Royals bats. They look fine. They went like 1 for 10 with runners in scoring.
Even if Hendricks is up 3, I'll fight a cash. Even 4, maybe I get him 4-0.
I low-key like Cleveland.
I mean, obviously, I agree that I don't know where the 5 runs come from based on the offense we've seen from these two teams recently. The Angels' bats are dead. We weren't wrong about that. What we were wrong about is the Cleveland bats might be even worse. I got nothing on this game. I think Cleveland wins comfortably, to be honest. Like, if you put a gun to my head and forced me to place a bet, I would go Cleveland -1.5. No shot in hell am I betting this, but that's where I would go with it. Toast.
Honestly, it would. I mean, it's a straight pass for me, but it would be the opposite. It would only be the Angels. There's no way in hell I would lay 1.5 or.
I'm gonna take Cleveland.
It was too pricey
halftime.
for me to add.
That's one of my locks.
Percent K rate the last week, like
Cleveland
it's a
halftime.
small sample, but like that's really bad. So you go, okay, let me zoom out.
No,
It's
halftime.
bottom 5 this
Cleveland
across the
first
board
5.
last 14 days. Now you're at 400 plate appearances of 27% K, 15 swing and strike, 80 zone contact. They have a 310 X wall, but these are like bottom 3, bottom 5. You know, implying 3 runs a game. Trash. They getting shoved. They're really getting shoved. So I don't know. I'm out. I just don't see the runs. And I'm surprised neither one of you guys mentioned this today. After one of these big like off days, a lot of the bullpens are rested. All the totals are really low.
But Detroit's not. So that means for me, KC Mo. Whoa.
Wow, to beat Scooble. Let's go. Love the play.
Kansas City on the money line plus 165. Scooble's obviously fantastic. But he is coming off a 9-inning performance in one of those type of game of his life. Obviously, those don't really work with Scooble because he pitches well almost all the time when he goes out there. But 9 innings, 2 hits, 13 strikeouts. Hard to believe that he gets any better than that. Obviously, if not, we're not going to win this game. But, I mean, he did get blown up a little bit last year one time in Kansas City. I just feel like this Tigers team, and John kind of hit it with me, like at home and during the day, yeah, I really like them. I really thought that Mize had an advantage with all the lefties against Lugo yesterday. That was the only reason I played on the Tigers. But with the Tigers, with Scooble, I mean, coming off of 9 innings, and then you have a Tigers bullpen that's, I mean, they used Vest yesterday. Tommy's 2 of the last 3. Hanafy's 2 of the last 3. Herder went 26 yesterday. So I'm not worried about Scooble going 4 or 5 innings or whatever. But I'm just saying that there is issues later the farther that we get into this game, and we talked about this yesterday as well, is that me and Kyle, and looks like John probably too, trust this Kansas City bullpen as well. So
Yeah,
I also really like Waka at home. His last few starts at home have been really, really good. Obviously, I don't know what you want to think about the Detroit offense. I'm kind of like in between right now. but I definitely trust Michael Wacha at home in this Royals offense. Or I'm sorry, this Royals bullpen. Excuse me. So I did play the Royals at plus 165 on the money line.
I just played it too. Yeah.
Really?
I was talking in the voice chat last night that I like the Royals. I just lost with them yesterday. Division game. The Royals know Skubal. I'm not expecting the Royals to hit Skubal up, though. Just give me a couple and get Skubal out of the game before the 8th, because the Tigers' bullpen is in pretty bad shape here. The Royals just saw all those arms last night. Vest threw 23 pitches. So, yeah, plus 165. I just got the same bet. It's worth the shot for me. Don't necessarily love it. Let's go on to the next one. Giants, Marlins. John, what do you think of Robbie Ray here against the Fish?
Well, I've liked Robbie Ray, but man, I am like the ultimate Edward Cabrera apologist. I also like the Marlins. I'm a Marlins guy. I'm like an undercover fucking low-key Marlins guy because I also like the Marlins offense. Like I like the Marlins offense a lot better than I like the Giants offense. The Giants offense has shown us a floor that's like the Pits, man. Their last 7 stuff is, maybe worse than the league. They have 10 runs in the last 7 days. Like, it's just untenable, like, where they can get to. Because let's admit it, I'm doing like air quotes on stars. Haven't played like it, right? The Adames, Chapman, Ramos are probably among the worst top 3 hitters. Like, they need to be humming to have this offense do anything. And the rest is really kind of gross. You can take out, zoom out for the Giants in 2 weeks. They've just been gross. I'm gonna need Cabrera to just be decent. I know it's gonna be crazy. I was gonna say I need him to have his control in check. And it's funny. He's particularly wild with 3 balls because on the surface, guys, having a 38% ball rate and 9% walk are not like disqualifying. Those are not like, oh shit, that's not 14% walk rate. Yo, you can't pitch this guy. He's out of control. But when you walk him, he always seems to put a million guys on. He had the 2-start stretch where he didn't walk a single guy. I think I'm buying into the Cabrera breakout, man. I took the run line because of that plus money through 5. Again, Marlins offense, just a scratch one. That's all we need, scratch one. Marlins offense, v lefties, hasn't been great, but maybe we get one in the air.
I'll just go right now. I agree with you, John. Miami money line for me plus 135. I know I love Robbie Ray. I love him a lot, but I do think that Cabrera is starting to pitching really well right now that nobody's really paying attention to, especially that his last 2 starts, 17 strikeouts to only 3 walk. I think John kind of mentioned that as well. Not me trying to, as John would say, sell the rip on Robbie Ray, but I do think that with how bad this San Francisco offense is, especially on the road when they're not scoring runs, and you have Robbie Ray, again, who I do feel is back. I'm not going to go back on that. But if you look at the San Francisco bullpen, Duvall went yesterday. Walker 2 of the last 3 days. Rogers 2 of the last 3 days. Beck, Bevins, and Milner all went yesterday as well. Walker and Rogers, low pitch counts yesterday. I get that. But my point is they're still a little bit compromised. So I just feel like with a San Francisco offense that I don't trust to get a big enough lead that I can't come back from in Miami, I just thought this was a really good sneaky price with the world on the other side. So, yeah, I bet Miami on the money line at plus 135.
I don't think the world's on the other side. We're pulling about even. I hate both your picks.
Everything that I look at. Everything I look at has 80% of the money in bets on San Francisco. Everything I see.
I hate both your bets here. I can assure you, yesterday I was holding a Marlins plus 1.5 ticket. I watched every pitch of that game. This team sucks.
Recency bias. You gotta get that out of your head.
I'm gonna do the early games. Pretty much on the early
there's
games.
no evidence to indicate that the Marlins can hit Robbie Ray. The Giants are a perfect 7-0 when he starts. I can't believe the bet I like. I'm actually thinking about taking it.
They're actually 10-1 when he starts.
Someone told me they haven't lost yet. Did someone lie?
Appreciate y'all.
Someone in
And safety.
All right.
And tune in.
He said, all right.
Log into TikTok.
I was ready for mine.
Infrared, Max parlays.
I'd probably play F5 money line because at least
that's
that's
parlay.
plus. That run line was
like
plus 105, plus 110 this morning. It's now minus 140. I wouldn't pay 45 cents for that run on Miami. I'd rather take the push, and if I lose, I lose.
Yeah.